Let's turn sides. What would you like to know from us, chat? Yeah, tell me secrets. Tell me guide secrets. Or ask me questions about... Yeah, ask me questions about the girls and stuff. Ask me if there's something you want to know. I have a lot of life experience, so any question that you have, ask me. Beard or no beard? Well, I guess if you think... Okay, so I think that no beard, it looks nicer. I think that no beard is nicer to your face. Like, if you kiss someone with a beard, you get, like, red all over the face. And after you are done, you look like your whole face is, like, red. It's not very nice. And also, I'm not a fan of beard in general. But some girls like it, and that's just... You can't ask me and get the answer from every girl. Everybody's different there. If a girl says no, does it mean yes? No, and you should always take it. You should always take it. Like, if a girl says no, it does not mean yes, okay? And sometimes if a girl says yes, she doesn't even want to do it then, you know? So be very careful. Does size matter? Yeah. A little bit. It doesn't matter if you're above a certain like if you're like 15 centimeters and above, it's pretty much fine. And if you're slightly under, I think it's fine too if you love the guy. But I never seen that though. I think all men in Sweden have very big dicks. Boob job, good or not, and why? Well, I just talked about that a little earlier, but I would say that I think that everybody looks the most beautiful when they are natural. But as I said, no matter where you are, like no matter which of the dimensions you look at, I think everybody looks more beautiful natural they are, but big anime titties are great. Okay? What do you think the world lacks the most of? Peace. I think everybody should just be peaceful. I think understanding, peace and understanding and kindness. Okay, if I could choose two things that the world lacks the most of, kindness and understanding. Can we please get some kindness and understanding? How do I talk to girls? You talk to girls. So start with just trying to talk to girls. If you want to talk to girls, you need to start somewhere, okay? So start with just doing it. Start with having the balls and do it. And also, especially if you live in a big town, or if you maybe go someplace, go someplace where you aren't. Okay, maybe you should just go someplace where you don't know anyone, and then you practice. And you can't really do that now in Corona times, but imagine, like, I went to Hamburg and I went to Reeperbahn, and there's a lot of stuff you can do there, but maybe, yeah, it depends on what standards you have and stuff. But you can just try to hook up with girls there too. A lot of girls, I saw a lot of girls who were trying to hook up with guys there, just like without being paid or anything like that. You know, they wanted to actually hook up. You know, and just talk to them and yeah. Jobs women find attractive. Anything with any job where you wear what's it called? What's that thing called? Office uniform, like police. But also okay, so no uniform. So police, or if you are like a guard, or if you are anything like that, that's pretty hot. But I don't know, it's also hot if someone is very smart, like Elon Musk. I think probably Elon Musk is the hottest person actually. Like the way he speaks and the way he is really is, you know, Elon Musk, I think that's very hot, being like him. Thank you, Anjavi. Thank you so much for subbing to me. Thank you. Welcome. Vad tycker Candy? Vad anser du, Candy, om killar med tatueringar? So what do I think about guys with tattoos? And I think that guys with tattoos are great. I wish I would have more balls and have tattoos. I want to have some tattoos too. I think it's great. It doesn't matter though if you have tattoos or not. So I've never really dated a guy that has like a full body of tattoos. What if the guy is working on a farm or a garden and is sweating under the hot sun and it's running down his body? Oh, well, I guess, yeah, that's pretty great. You know, guys in uniforms who take off their uniform when they're working, ooh, like, oh, okay, I know. The hottest job you can have is construction worker, which is, what is that? Carpenter, right? Yeah, that's the hottest job you can have. Okay, do you have any other questions for girls? Describe your ideal man. He's very kind and loving. I really am a sucker for the nice guys, I think. Or charming guys. Charming, kind, and loving, and just gives you a lot of compliments, like drowns you in compliments. That's gonna get you a lot of girl. Just drown them in goddamn compliments. Even if it's too much, as long as you don't come across as creepy. Hottest person possible, Elon Musk, but as a carpenter. No, not both. Okay, Elon Musk wins, then the carpenters come. Are you the follower or the leader in a relationship? And I would say I'm the leader. I think I'm the leader, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Maybe I just think I'm the leader. Maybe that's what the guy's trying to do, like make me feel like I'm the leader, so I'm happy. But yeah, I think I'm the leader. If my crush don't want any relationship and I have a crush on her, what do I do? Move on, maybe. I think that if you say, well, it's love or nothing, she's probably gonna wanna date you and be more loving and exclusive. Probably. Yeah, just tell her and don't waste your time on her then, maybe. I don't know, it's fun and all to have a fuck buddy. I've been that girl that didn't want a relationship. And I ended up actually dating the guy anyway, even though I didn't want to, several times. Never ended good. It was bad. But yeah. I think you have a great and objective view about it, but I feel like these days a lot of guys get downright mistreated because girls often already assume that you just want to take their ass for a night. And therefore you get treated that way. And I think also of course these situations are gonna exist, and I think that to avoid these situations, just try to like work on the way you speak with girls. I think if you want to learn how to speak with girls, you gotta speak with girls. You need to try to, like, if you want to learn how to be good at playing League, you need to play League, you know, and then look at what you're doing wrong and then do it again, you know. Why do e-girls only care about League elo and not my master rank in TFT? I care about TFT. I think it's super hot with guys that are good at games. Do girls secretly hate sex? No, I think girls secretly love sex. And I for sure did. And all my girlfriends have been the horny ones in their relationships. So I don't know. Maybe it's like inbreed Kekona town where I come from. But the girls are way more horny than the guys are. Muscles or no muscles? I think a healthy body is most important. It doesn't matter if you have muscles or no muscles. Just if you're healthy and confident. Confidence is most important. What girls would prefer on men if they have to choose? Bald head or hair with a bald spot? I guess it depends on it depends on what you look best in. Some guys look super hot bald, but some guys look better with some hair. And those people usually, where I come from, like I said, again, Kekona town, we have hats and, you know, and stuff. Maybe you don't have that in a big city, but if your hair is not good, I think there's a lot of stuff you can do about it. But just be confident, that's the most important. Be confident with your hair no matter what. I just want my friends to appreciate me because of my WoW item level and not my career. I understand that. Tall and skinny or tall and average? Average for sure. I think that tall and skinny is probably my least favorite body type. And then so, that's just my preference. Maybe I fall in love with a guy that's tall and skinny, but you know.
Jihyo cheered. X200. Hi Emma.
Hi Jihyo. Thank you so much for the 200 bits. That's very, very generous of you. Thank you. Do you agree that a woman needs a man in their life to provide emotional stability? And I don't think that's true. I think that a girl should first work on herself and make sure that she's the best version of herself before she goes and dates someone. And also in a relationship, even if you start dating early, I think you can still try to be as good. Wait, what was the question? Even if you're in a relationship and early and you want to stay with your high school sweetheart forever, you need to still work on yourself because you need to improve and evolve as a person.
Listen. I saw Sami just subscribed for 22 months.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hello, and thank you so much for subbing for 22 months. Thank you. Thank you. Short and skinny or tall and skinny? Tall and skinny is better than short, I guess. I think that it's nice. I am very average height, but I wish I was smaller. I like to feel small, so yeah, workout is always better to make me feel comfortable, about myself. And I work out myself too to be smaller, Is six-pack a hot thing for men? I don't think so. It's not specifically hot to have a six-pack. Nah, it doesn't matter. But I like a more buff body type though. But having a six-pack isn't necessary. But some guys are just naturally more buff, and that's just yeah. What do you think about nerds? I love nerds. Work out to be smaller. Yeah, I like running and stuff, so I don't have so much excess fat. That makes me feel that makes me feel insecure. Is additional masturbation in a relationship okay, especially if the sex is not enough? I really think it's okay. And I think that you shouldn't say like especially if the sex isn't enough. I think that the sex should be enough, and you can masturbate too if you want to. But the thing is, I feel so bad for all girls. If you put it that way, it makes it feel bad, You could put it in a way that, another way, just that you tell her that, or I don't know, you don't need to tell her either, just masturbate. But if you wanna tell her that, like like that guy that I was talking about, the Eric guy, he said, but you're a sexual lion and I'm a sexual goddamn intergalactic human being. Is having sex with other people in a relationship okay? No, I don't think so. I think you should, maybe it could be okay if you have that agreement. Yeah. If you have to ask if it's okay, it usually isn't. But you know what? You need to speak about it sometime. Candy, I need some advice. There's a girl I like. What is some tips for a first date? And maybe it's harder to ask me about your first date because I consider myself a little bit of a tomboy when it comes to my interests. So I think a perfect first date would be to play video games. But maybe if you don't want to go home to someone on a first date. Okay, so there was one guy I met at a club and we exchanged numbers, and he was really cute and we had a lot of things in common, and we were Snapchatting a lot, and he asked if we wanted to go on a walk, and I said, yeah, we could have gone on a walk, but I was a little too scared to even do that. And I think it's really hard to come up with something. Maybe actually I was too scared to go on a walk. It was too late the time he asked, and it was like dark outside. Another guy has asked me if I wanted to have like, I don't know what he said, like wine and cheese and stuff. But I just got a little turned off because that's a little, what guy likes wine and cheese? Like say beer and something instead. I might have said yes. Yeah. And then one guy asked me if I wanted to go on a restaurant, go out on a date on a restaurant, and that also threw me off. I don't think that I would ever be happy with anything as a first date, except, okay, this is not every Swedish girl, but most Swedish girls. They probably just wanna, like, every guy that I ever been with, first time I was with him, we were drunk. And I had sex with him or something, or almost had sex with him, or there was something, or we were friends before. I think it's really hard to just find a guy and go on a date. So scary, but you gotta do it. But it's so hard to know if you can trust someone nowadays. That was a bad answer to that question. What do you do on a first date? Whatever you're comfortable with, whatever she's comfortable with, try to find something that you're both comfortable with. I would like, taking a walk is great, playing video games is great, having food is great, and having wine and cheese is great, or beer or whatever. Go for a beer. I think going for a beer is the best. I would like you want to go out and grab a beer. Yes, I like that. Go with that. First date, do something where you get to know each other instead of being silent all the time. Yeah, no, movies and theater is bad. I have a real question now. This time, no shit. How should I present myself on Tinder? I only have ordinary shots from me or cropped from other shops. Should I present myself more that masculine way, similar to the girls who present themselves so sexy? So you're asking if you should have like a shirtless picture, like and stuff. I don't think so. Tinder for me, I can't really give good advice on this because Tinder for me is just a turn off. It's such a turn off. Seeing a guy on Tinder, I'm like, oh, he's on Tinder, I want to puke. And I had Tinder for a while swipe, but every feeling I got was just, ew. Then there was some nerdy guys that I swiped right on. And also my friends used the Tinder for me. I never really used it like you should use it, but I did swipe right on a few guys that was nerdy and cute, but I never ended up talking to any of them. There was one guy I talked to, and that I thought was so hot, and I told him I work at this because I worked as a bartender. So I told him I work at this bar. Come grab a beer. So I thought that was a great thing. Like I work at this bar. Come grab a beer if you want to and say hi. And he never came and he never answered me after that. So he probably wasn't so excited. But yeah. Do you think going to an actual theater is bad for a date, even for a third date? If you're gonna do something before or after, it's great. Like, I think probably if you go afterwards, you go and grab a drink, or before you go and grab a drink, it's great. But think about it like this. I think preferably afterwards you go grab a drink, okay? Because think about this. If you go grab a drink, you get a little tipsy, you start talking and flirting and everything is going great, then it's like, oh, the theater is coming up now. You go to the theater, and when you're done at the theater or the festival or the concert or whatever you go to, when you're done with that, you're kind of like a little tired. The alcohol was wearing off and stuff, and you're like, oh, I should probably go home now because you don't really feel like doing anything more. So it's better to if you meet. Like I think the chances of getting laid or whatever you want to do, getting to know someone, go first meet up, go to a concert, then afterwards you decide to do something afterwards, and then you can get to know each other, and also you have something to talk about. You have the concert to talk about, or the show, or the theater. Yeah, I think that's great. Hur lång tid tar det att komma för en tjej? Nej, nu är det en liten kille som fråga här. How long does it take for a girl to come? And it's really different, and I think a lot of girls don't come when they have sex. And I'm gonna tell you a secret, okay? I never really okay, I'm gonna tell you a secret. There's like 3 guys or something out of the people I've been with that actually made me finish, and I understand I probably have to do a lot of the work myself. Or no, but there's only 3 guys. Every girl is different, you know, but there's only 3 guys who allowed me to like feel comfortable enough to do that. So we got all that way, you know. So I think just make sure she's comfortable, make sure like ask her how she wants it to be done, or how she want to do it, and maybe you'll get there. But I think it's some girls just do it themselves and just like is very good with that themselves. But yeah, it's different from everybody. Is this a candy story? No, but I'm just saying every girl is different, and there's no set time how long it takes for a girl to come. But I'm just saying that you need to make sure she's comfortable and ask a lot of questions. It's very important to ask a lot of questions when you're having sex. Everybody's different. Okay. How do you decide whether to risk a friendship by asking them out on a date? Bring it up lightly, maybe. I know there's a lot of guys who told me that they actually liked me and I was their friend, and I was like, oh, but I don't like you like that, I'm sorry, and still try to be friends, and it's always going to be something that's weird. How do you decide? Well, I say go for it. Try flirting and see what her response is, maybe. Go for it. The only regrets you have in life is stuff that you didn't do, you know? So go for it. I have been at an event with a girl for 2 days now, and she seems cool. We have things in common. She even took me home with her mom. She liked my first impression. What do I do now to take this step? Or should I test her? Wait, what do you mean with testing her now? Go with it. Spend more time with her. Maybe, I think that girls is, yeah, spend more time with her. I don't know what you should do, but spend more time. Talk to her. Keep it up. You're supposed to see how the show first because it gives you something to talk about. Yeah. Oh, I am so high up here. How? Candy, I'm meeting some old classmates from high school and they are all girls and I'm the only guy in the group. What the fuck do I do? Oh, that sounds great, Miss Marshalla. I can imagine what kind of guy you are. I have all my or a lot of guys just, some guys are just, the greatest guys are the guys who only have girlfriends actually. I think those guys are great. I don't know, do as you always do. I don't know, do as you always do. What do you do? Be yourself. Be yourself, or bring a guy friend. That's great. Bring if you have a guy friend, bring a guy friend if you can. If you want to feel more comfortable and stuff. And it's always great if there's a lot of girls to have a lot of guys. Girls love guys, you know? A lot of people seem to be keen on asking you questions about dating advice. What is your take on why they are asking you in particular? I ask them to ask me. That's why they're asking me. And I think I have a lot of life experience. I'm 27 and I have experienced a lot. Not to get too personal, but have you had sex on the first date and what are your thoughts on this? So I think it's very common, like I said before, in Sweden, that you have sex before the first date. Like you start with having sex and then you start dating. I think that's very common, like you hook up with someone, you flirt at a bar and you go home together and then maybe you decide if you want to spend more time with him or not. I think it's not everybody, but a lot of people in Sweden do this. Younger or older guys? Well, I think that I'm very immature and I am better with younger guys. Like a few years younger, 1 or 2. Better to try find a girl IRL or try talking on Instagram/Facebook. For me, it has never worked when you talk on Instagram or Facebook. Find her in real life, because if you find her in real life, she's not gonna think you're a creep. Then she already knows what kind of vibe you're giving, and if you fit, kind of just by the vibe, you know. What type of guys do you like? Appearance-wise, I guess like little more buff and dark. I like that. I love brown eyes. Är det många tjejer som tar den i tån? Nej, men usch. Nej, inte jag i alla fall. Ew. Are people with brown eyes more attractive in Sweden because it's rare? Maybe. I don't know. I don't know, but I think that it goes both ways around. I think that some girls, I guess, it doesn't matter. Everybody is attractive. I suggest for a date, offer an experience none of you have had before, so something you can both learn together, and that would be fun. Art, cooking, games, and if she seems resistant to trying new things, that can be a bad sign. I think also if it's like a first date, probably a girl could be very, she could be very, just scared. Like maybe she's scared to see, she can't trust you maybe already. Yeah. Nervous and can't trust you. Yeah, and indecisive. All girls are nervous and indecisive. It's just a common trait. Should I drink alcohol to make girls love me? No. No, you don't need to drink alcohol to make girls love you. I'm sorry. And there was one guy that I kind of like flirted with who wasn't drinking. He was sober. So yeah, no. But as long as you're confident and have a lot of talk about it, doesn't matter if you drink or not. It really doesn't matter, especially if you get older. Maybe when you're in Sweden, this is like a Swedish experience, but in Sweden, if you are around 18 and 19 and everybody starts to drink, maybe you can be considered a little bit of a party pooper if you don't drink, because everybody's like experience alcohol together and learning new things and feeling these things. And if someone is sober, maybe it will not be as attractive. But yeah, when you're older, it doesn't matter. If you're very confident, it doesn't matter. That's the same everywhere, yeah. I started drinking when I was 18. I'm a nerd. I'm so slow. Whew. I didn't know what a penis was until I was 16. Probably, I barely knew. And that was a guy who asked me to suck his dick, and I was like, how? Afterwards, he sent a forum where they just he sent a web page where it said how to suck dick. Afterwards, I didn't know anything. Poor guy. I was so, and my friends asked me afterwards, like, Emma, have you ever seen? Do you know what ollon is? And I'm like, no, what is that? And she's like, have you ever seen one? I'm like, maybe I have. I didn't know anything. Oh, here's some instructions. Yeah, he sent instructions. Oh, I didn't know anything. I didn't know anything about sex. Oh, I really didn't know anything. Yeah, I didn't even know what the parts of a penis was called. I didn't even know balls was a thing. I'm traumatized. I was so slow at growing up. I was really so slow at growing up. No sex education in Sweden. I think the sex education came a little after, maybe when you were like, it didn't come until you were like 17. At least I didn't understand anything, even though that when I was older, my parents never talked to me about sex. If there was a sex scene on TV, they said, close your eyes. And they said that until we were 18, moved away from home. So, yeah. Yeah, that's probably the why I had no idea what sex was. And I'm pretty sure if I knew, I probably wouldn't have done it, because I had no idea what it was. But I that was the way I learned. At least that was the way I learned. Should your parents do it? I guess it's good, but I guess you need to learn some things. You need to learn some things. And also, I'm 27, so there was no internet for me. The only way I learned about the female body and periods and anything about sex and stuff, masturbation, I learned from magazines. Yeah. I was born in that era. You had to learn from magazines. So, yeah. From me, no. You had internet at 10. Well, I didn't use internet until I don't know when we got internet at my home, but I didn't read about any of those things until after I already did it. I never got pregnant. I knew about where you can get birth controls, because that you learn in school. So I got a boyfriend eventually when I was 16, I think, yeah. And we had sex with a condom, and the condom broke, and I was like, what do we do? And I went to the like where you get birth control, and said that happened. And she was like, oh no, well, you need to take the plan B, and then I think we should get you on some birth control. So I started with birth control when I was 16. Birth control isn't great, okay? Birth control is really shitty, and I felt really bad when I started taking it, and all of them, different ones I've tried, has just made me feel really bad. Natural cycles actually works pretty good, but it's better to not get pregnant, I think. I had this coworker who was attracted to these girls who we worked with, and he would always try and act funny or cool or joke around with her. He asked me about dating at work, and I told him just to be dependable and work hard, showing that you care about what you do. True, would attract her. Yes, that is so true. He eventually went for another guy at work because the original guy would goof off, and yeah, they shared laugh, but his lack of work made her have to work harder. So true. Drive. A drive in life is the most sexy thing. Just having a drive in life and having aspirations and ambition and wanting to do something. That's so hot. to have a drive and ambitions.